Hey everyone, this is Fan 101, and I'm here today to talk about Big Hero 6 the series yet again. I've changed my location to my room because the last video that I did, it's kinda lacking in terms of the location. So I'm up here now, where there are more decorative things. Now, sorry if you hear some background noise, my window is open. So, in these episodes, first of all, great. I don't need to tell you that they're great, so let's get into it. The first episode, we have Fred, and he has to do this thing where he's all dressed up and he has to basically like a ball or a fancy party for rich people. So, he's worrying about, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I need to impress this person who I keep messing up in front of, and I keep embarrassing my family, and I don't know if she's gonna be there, so I don't know. And then the rest of them are like, you're gonna be fine. So they go to this party. Everything seems to be going well until Fred's mother announces that he's coming up to the stage. So he's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then all of a sudden, this driller comes up, almost like that scene from The Incredibles, where Underminer comes out of the ground with the huge spinner drill. And this guy named Baron von Smoker, I think it is, which I think is a play on Baron von Strucker, and that from Age of Ultron, which is pretty good. And he's there to wreak havoc, and he's there specifically to capture Fred, because he wants revenge from what his father did. Now, we get more stuff on his father, and remember, Fred's father is Stan Lee. So, they go back to the mansion, they go and talk to his father, who is Stan Lee, and he's telling them how, oh, I used to know this guy, he was my arch nemesis. And they're trying to find out where he could be located at. And Stan Lee tells them all these different places where he could be. And Fred points out which ones aren't it, because those turn into food restaurants. Sorry, let me close my window, it's very noisy. Okay, so he tells them where they are at, because there are new restaurants placed there. So there are only 2 spots left. So Hero and Baymax go to one of the areas, and they are looking for him, while in the other location, Go-Go, Honey, and Fred are looking for Baron. And turns out that while Hero and Baymax are looking for him, there are these traps that he set that basically try to kill them. So they stop that. Then Hero sees this recorder, this old time recorder, like the one with the CD and all that, and he's not there. Well, we cut over to the others, and he's there with Wasabi, because Baron stole Wasabi thinking that he was Fred. So he's about to kill Wasabi, and then Go-Go, Fred, and Honey Lemon save the day, of course. And then Fred realizes he's not scared anymore. He's going to confront this man. He's like, you want Fred? Here I am. Then he gets him, stops him in his tracks. They save Wasabi, and then the day is done. So that episode was good. Then we get to the next episode, where the episode is titled Food Fight. And this episode surprised me the most, because you had so many surprise cameos. Like, for one, you had Alistair Cray, Well, he was in the last episode. He was in the second episode, but he's actually, I think he's still voiced by Alan Tudyk, which is actually pretty cool. And you had this chef character that they had that was going up against Aunt Cass, and I couldn't believe that they got Gordon Ramsay to voice him. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was like, wow, they really got Gordon Ramsay. Like, it was amazing. And so, Aunt Cass, she wants this new... No, that's the last episode. Aunt Cass discovers that Hero has not been going where he said he's been going. Which is interesting because now I think it's going to tie in to him trying to really cover up his secret identity the best way that he can. So, one night when Hero is with the others trying to investigate this new villain that they come across with Alistair Cray, because this villain is a chef and she poisoned him with fish that wasn't prepared properly. And so she's after this gravity device, that anti-gravity device that he has. And so while the Big Hero 6 are investigating this, Aunt Cass calls Hero in the middle of that, and he's saying that because his excuse before he left was, oh, I'm going to go to bed and study, but she went up there, he wasn't there. So she called him, he's like, where are you? And then he's like, oh, did I say going upstairs? I meant going upstairs in the library. That's what I meant. And then she's like, alright, whatever. But then she hangs up the phone. Then she goes out to look for him because she thinks that he went out bot fighting. So he went to the old bot fighting location from the beginning of the first film. And she takes all these knives with her. She goes there. She's confused as a contestant. Like, they think that she's a contestant. And she's put up against Gordon Ramsay and all these other chefs. And she's winning every time. And while this is happening, the villain lady, I forget what her name is, but she is in cahoots with Yama with this anti-gravity device. And he wants this anti-gravity device for, you know, evil purposes. And she keeps duping him out of it every time. As a matter of fact, even the second time, she's like, she has the full device. And Yama's like, okay, you have the full device, like, I'll take it off your hands. And then she's like, no, I decided to sell it to the highest bidder. Because, you know, that money. So, Yama's like, what? You can't do this. And then she slips that bad sushi in his mouth and he gets poisoned. And so she looks out the window and sees Aunt Cass in the competition. So she's like, oh, a new contestant. Well, she can't go against me. Because one thing I forgot to mention is that Aunt Cass has been going out and doing this every night. And now Hero is starting to get worried because he's like, she's come home later than he is. So every time she leaves or sleeps in while the cafe is supposed to be open, he's like, what's going on? What are you doing at night? And then, of course, she's not going to tell him. So she leaves to do this, and then going back to where I was before, she's doing a competition. The villain sees her. She comes down, wants to compete. And Hero is there because he followed Aunt Cass to the bot fighting place. So he's there trying to talk her out of doing this. And then they're competing. You know, she's trying to cheat, but Aunt Cass is so good, her reflexes, that she just works with it. And while this is happening, the rest of the Big Hero 6 are there trying to get this anti-gravity device. But while this is happening, there are guards up there where it is. And they're fighting these guards. And the villain notices this, and she's like, no! And she traps Aunt Cass in a net before she could get the food to the actual judges. And she's like, you can stay there. I'm gonna deal with this real quick, but I'm gonna win when I come back. And Aunt Cass is trying to get out. And then the villain comes in. She's cutting him. She's trying to cut him up. Of course, she's kind of winning. At the same time, she's very skilled. So she activates the anti-gravity device. Everything's going all anti-gravity-ish. And while this is happening, everybody's feeling this effect. Even Aunt Cass. So she takes the net off, gets the food to the judges. They taste it, she wins. And then, at the same time, Hero grabs the anti-gravity device, splits it apart, and stops everything from happening. So, therefore, the Big Hero 6 have won the day at the same time. And then the episode ends with Gordon Ramsay coming up to Aunt Cass and saying, you fine? I'm sorry about what I did. Can you find it in your heart to give me my mother's knives back? She's like, sure. And then she opens this closet, and she has all these knives from the past matches in there. And the episode ends like that. And I'm loving this show, man. For real, I am feeling the same type of magic that I felt watching the Big Hero 6 movie for the first time. And I didn't think that was something that could be recreated. But it is. It's been recreated so far, so I'm really liking this show so far. And I think that it is a true continuation of the Big Hero 6 I know and love. So yeah, if I miss anything, let me know in the comments down below. And I'm giving these episodes 10 out of 10.